corners of this great nation, certainly this great golfing nation, and by virtue of us being on this fantastic island, wind is something we will talk plenty about. Gone are the rounds where the field is protected, sequestered even by the mountainous hillsides. We're out right on the ocean. And as we begin the round today, 2.2 meters per second is the current wind speed. It is 29 degrees Celsius with overcast skies. So we take a look at the leaderboard and get a feel for where we are. About 40% of the way through round one. And here is Yumi. She is 1 under through 6 holes. She is here on the 147-meter par 3 7th. She is playing a 9-iron off the tee, and she is looking to keep this very close to the front. Alas, that is left. There you see the pin, and there you see the sand where Yumi has sent her first into. Yunina will be next. She is the defending champion. Last year she won by 2 strokes over Panching Shield, Kang Cheon, and Pak Jun. She shot a 14 under par after 4 rounds. Her opening round was a 68. That is exactly where you'd like to be. Excellent job with the iron, leaving herself with little more than 5 or 6 feet to the birdie. Yunina had said, look, it's meaningful to be defending my title for the first time. This is my first time competing in the full KLPGA Tour this season, and I'm very excited to meet my domestic fans after a long time. Quoting, I will do my best to show a good performance and live up to their expectations. The tournament organizers, well, they knew what they were doing. Putting Panching Shield in this first group. 21 years of age, 2 wins in the first half of the season. She said, look, Jeju Island is greatly affected by the wind, so it's important to read the wind and hit a stable shot. Last week she was on the LPGA tournament in England. She said the wind was just as strong. Practiced shots that were less affected by the wind. I think I can apply that same sense to this tournament, she had said. Now Pak Jun from the fairway at 8. She made quite the triumphant push up the leaderboard on Sunday, coming just a little bit short, but finishing once again in a brilliant top 5 position at the Aurora World Ladies Championship. And a long putt back towards the back left corner. Speed-wise, it was pretty close to perfectly on. And now Pak Jun, as mentioned, a co-runner-up last year. She is 2 under through 7, putting for birdie on the par 5. Excellent job. 3 under she goes. T13, her 4th birdie in the first 8 holes. She is soaring up the charts. Slightly off Pak Jun. That's not the result she had expected. ums and ahs say more than I certainly could. Yumi is unable to escape the sand trap and will have to go again. To 8 with Kim Min-sun 7, her approach to the par 5. Excellent on with a little bit of a back spinning hook back towards the pin. Very much has Birdie directly in front of her. Yumi, now her third. Awkward one, she's out of the sand but in the tall grass. Just pitches that to clear the fringe, and we'll have about a meter and change for her bogey putt. Eight is where we'll go next. This is Eigay Young, also approaching at the par 5. A little bit short, didn't quite have the carry. She's the furthest from the pin in her group. Yunina for birdie now at 7. If she's there, she goes to 4 under, which would be half the way to the top of the leaderboard. 3.8 meters, it's just a little bit lacking in terms of the speed. She taps it for par. That opens the door for Panching Shield. 59th ranked golfer in the world. Did miss the cut last week in England, the AIG Women's Open. And that was a few weeks removed from winning the High One Resort Ladies Open here on the KLPGA Tour, where she has spent most of her season. It's the 4th win in her career and the 2nd of the year, adding to her total from the Nexon St. Nine Masters. Yumi's going to go to even. What she does not want to do is go to +1. Minimizes the fallout as she rolls that in for the bogey. Over to 9, here's Eugene at 3 under. Only 104 meters to go after her tee shot at the par 4. It's titch over 100 meters, and she gets that in marvelously close to a birdie she should absolutely have. Eigay Young keeping herself in the top 100 in the world. She finished tied for 43rd last week, and then around before that, well, she missed the cut at the High One Resort Ladies Open. So she's looking for a bigger bounce back this week. Comes close to that birdie, but it's not going to be there. She did win the Celtrian Queen's Masters. My goodness, that's 9 events ago, almost 3 full months, and has not cracked the top 15 since. It's a 2-putt par for her on this hole. Well, everywhere you look, it feels, on any course on Jeju Mountains, and certainly the beginning of August, lush green trees, grass, and some breathtaking courses. She still has the honor. We lose it in the fairway. It's undulating fairway. Narrowly missing to the left of the fairway. Finds the second cut. And Yumi is last, starting back from even. There with one. Tap in for the par to get her the rest of the way. Let's go to 9 with son Eugene. What a week she had last week. She's coming oh so close to the victory. She's picking up where she left off with a 32. On the way out, that's tied for 10th at 4 under.
저 언덕 보여?
So 242, that makes it a 250-meter drive to get it started. She clubs down, grabs the wood, and advances along uneventfully. And Panching Shield. Plays a strong second shot, drama-free as it should be. Yunina, after missing the fairway, is the last to play her second in the group, and she muscles that back out into the first cut.
170 세컨으로 가요.
All right, to Pak Jun, 120, leading to a pitching wedge at 9. The setup. Back right, where the green widens out. Where the pin is, exactly where she plays it. It's a good on. And now Pak Jun. She would be more than happy to replicate that shot precisely. It's a little bit deeper, and it's a little bit more left. In fact, that won't stay on the green, and maybe that's just fine. It gives her the option to play a lobbed wedge and pitch that back up towards the flag. Yunina on the par 5, 8th, 108, but she does have to climb onto the green, so this will play even longer. Just enough to carry past the rough, but she does stop slightly short of the green. Well, you mean she is so good with this part of her game. Plays that tight to the fringe. She will be putting. Panching Shield. That's as good as it gets, really. She is the elite of the group, and the wedge is certainly providing early in this round. Eigay Young gets her 9th hole underway with like 3 wood. It's like, I don't need the big stick. I want to place this more than I want to look for the power. And now Pak Jun still deep in thought with her caddy. I stand corrected. She did have the option, but it looks like she's decided that she could putt this closer than she could chip it. 5th best scrambling percentage on tour this season. 69% when you round up. What that means is how often you're able to recover for par after missing the green in regulation. It's a big stat in modern golf. Certainly as these athletes get stronger and the distance seems to overtake the accuracy in the regulation at times. And Yunina, this is her first time back on the KLPGA Tour this season. After a brilliant year last year, she missed the cut as well in England last week. Also putting from the fringe and doing a very good job of it. One top 10 finish on the LPGA Tour this season. Also finished tied for 14th at the US Women's Open earlier this year. One of the best results in her career, certainly abroad. She is the 43rd ranked golfer in the world and is hoping that she can have a pretty good payday and just spend some time at home. Always good, always important to reset. Yumi at 5.5 meters out. Just inside the fringe, leaves that 0.5 meter short. She recovers from the bogey at the last with par here. June can reach 4 under if she can knock down this putt. Should be a little right to left at the end. And stay straighter than I would have expected that putt to move. Certainly with it being uphill, you don't want to risk leaving it without speed to have a chance at the bird. She putts through the break and has the second for par. Back to 8 with Panching Shield. There's the opposite direction on her.
좋았다. 여기서부터 다운힐이라고 생각하고 피칭을 쳤어야 되는데 아무 생각 없어. 다운힐을 아예 안 받고.
Let's go back to this first shot at 9. Eigay Young looking back in disgust at her caddy. Approach up towards the back right corner and the flag. Lands and it sticks. And Eugene. That's really nicely played.
엄청 많이 써도 돼. 중계타까지도 괜찮고.
Yunina and her caddy. Glancing back at the notes, the layout. Where's the flag? What's it gonna do? It's the final hole of the North Course. Downhill to this par 4. And you don't want to be too long and risk the cart path because the water is just off to the left. So precision is extra important. It helps when you can hit the exact middle of the fairway like that. All right, so let's take a break. Our first of the day. 3 players tied for the top spot at 8 under. Issei, Eigay Young, and Hanarum. No Sungi at 7 under, carrying off her fantastic play from last week. Sits 1 stroke back with her 65 in the opening 18. This is the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters. It's coming to you live from the Cyprus Golf and Resort. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
쌤.
And welcome back. Still around the midway mark of the course here at Cypress Golf and Resort. We're playing the north course on the way out, the front nine, the west course on the way in. There is also the east course and the south course. This is a full 36-hole facility. Here's hole number 9. On the green of it. Right smack in the center of the property. Right smack in the center of the hole is where she was hoping that putt would go, but the alignment wasn't quite there.
어. 그건 아니야.
Excellent. That even might be a bit of an understatement. I'm not doing justice to that shot. That is tight to the flag. We're talking 2 meters at most. Birdie written all over it. Sung Eugene at 10 after a birdie at the last. This is a putt for a par.
나이스!
A little left to right action. She is able to jar it, and we'll head on to the final par 4 in this stretch at 11. Yunina approaching 9, 8-iron, 125. Pretty healthy divot she takes. Some landscaping to do to put the fairway back in order. There's Panching Shield. Nine iron for her at 121. And that is their shot of the day thus far. How close can she get? The answer is yes. Very. Outdone. Impressive in its own right. Pak Jun, half a swing, she's close. Plays the wedge inside of a couple of feet. A little bit of a crosswind to help her out. Every factor, every variable taken into account, and she delivers a strong approach. And Eugene Young will be for 2 under par. It is just her 3rd of the round and her first since the 4th hole. She had bogeyed the 10th. That's a good bounce back for her. Pak Jun. 113. Just off the fairway. The sand. Green, but lots of work to do. It might be an overcast day, but it's honestly, with the temperatures this early in August, might not be the worst thing to have a little bit of protection from that scorching sun. We look at what the forecast is saying for the rest of the week, and we understand fully that that can and likely will change. We're expecting to see very little of the sun, and in fact quite a bit of rain, none more so than Saturday, where 30 to 50 millimeters of rain are expected. Fortunately, that is looking like the wettest day of the week. There's Yunina, striking the ball firmly and a bit too firmly as that goes sailing past the cup. It's been half a season, so you're forgiven if it's not front of mind, but it really was quite the year for Yunina in 2024, wasn't it? Points champion by 32 over Pak Young. 1.2 billion won she had collected over the course of the year. That is more than the entire purse for this week. It was that good. Joy on this particular hole. Somebody just birdied. I have a feeling we'll see that in the not so distant future. In the meantime, it is the drive from Eigay Young, and a good drive. Panching Shield with her 3rd birdie at the front 9. She goes out with a 33. 5 back on the leader. Yunina has it there for birdie. And it's time to check in with Sung Eugene and her approach shot at 11. It's 7 iron. It's 127 meters to go. About mid-right, the pin placement today. Left of center. She'll have some ground to make up. And Eigay Young at the par 3. A little deeper than Midway, closer to the right than the left, but fairly central pin location in this opening round. It's close to pin high, just down in the little valley of the green.
딱 여기까지 이 선만 안 넘어오시면 돼요. 좀만 더 뒤로 가주세요. 죄송해요.
Brief delay at the 10th. Waiting for the fairway to open up. Pak Jun, as we wait, has her 4th birdie of the round. Solid 40% of her first 10 holes have resulted in a positive result on her scorecard. Here's Eigay Young. Stays up on the top of the crest. Would drop back to the middle and well offline if she was any more to the right. Next approach at 10. We know where the flag is. A tricky next putt. Downhill to start and then back up on the other side. Certainly gets extra credit for attacking the pin. She might just be the furthest as the dust settles. just, and only just, missing to the inside. It's a popular group. I understand why. The name's in it. That's only mildly distracting, I'm sure. No pressure, but everyone's watching.
Shot.
Well, I'd say it would be very difficult for those three to replicate those tee shots so close together. Let's go to 11 with Sung Eugene. Long way back and uphill at the end, just running out of steam. Not much in the way of change on page one of the leaderboard. We know the top four. Kochi won, Chegabi, they shot 66s this morning. Pak Sung-hyun and So Eugene tied for 7th, 5 under, 67, same score as Koo Rae-hyun. It's a busy spot at 10 under, or at least the tie for it. We still have Kim Na-yeon and Cho Jung-min with 6 holes to play. Sung Eugene tied for 10th, 4 under through 11. Pak Ji-young, same score through 10. Time for a break at Cypress Golf and Resort. Back in a few as our coverage of the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters will continue. And back to work we go at Cyprus. Eigay Young, the first to putt at 10. Slightly off the mark. Par is indeed the score. 2 putts gets her there. Kim In-sun will have the next attempt. So take her to 2 under if she can capitalize. Hangs it left. Always going to be a tricky one. Son Eugene begins this 12th hole with a 7-iron in hand.
중계탑 방향에서 들어가는 거. 핀 떨어지는 오르막이니까 140 대구야.
She'll at 10 with a little bit of a breeze at her back to carry her towards the flank. It is a good one. Yunina. Good one indeed. One pen seeking and is rewarded for it. And you mean 52-degree wedge, the last 2 tee off. Just clears the fringe. She does have the most work to do of the threesome, however. Pak Jun at 11, looking for the pin. Almost exactly in the center of that green. Need to be a little bit more to the right if we're being picky. Border of the fringe and the green. somewhere in and amongst those shots is the perfect happy medium. And you mean it's 6.4 meters. The putt for birdie, trying to get back under par. And that is the exact type of putt that can reignite a round. Starting the back nine better than she could have hoped. Back to 10. Good one. Very nice. Panching Shield back to back in 3 in her last 4 holes. And now Pak Jun. Speedwise not bad. Caddy shouts stop. The ball finally does roll to a slow. Yunina, this is for 4 under. Should be a little right to left. There goes T10, and her first after a 5-hole hiatus. Pak Jun for 4 under needs to carry. That's about as good as you could hope for, other than, of course, the birdie. She knew the break, she knew the speeds. It's a bit too far out. So Eugene pulls it. Eigay Young grazes the outside right, but was misaligned. Eigay Young to the front of the green. Yumi Young for a birdie at 13. Downhill towards the middle. Moving right, but a bit too quick. Shot of the day so far for my money. Went after the pin and is rewarded. Exceptional display, pardon me, of the short game. Panching Shield, driver in hand, getting ready to begin the 11th. Putting down towards the hole, it catches. So close to a remarkable birdie. Yunina, she has such a fantastic driver on her. That modern day elitist power and accuracy, she's spoiled for choice. Gets underway. Good birdie the rest of the way, and the rest of the way wasn't that much. 2 feet tops. She takes another step close to the top of the leaderboard. Still looks the same as it did an hour ago. And that's because there were some excellent starts to this tournament. 64s, a 65, a couple of 66s, 3 67s, and then things start to open up. Panching Shield, Sung Eugene, 4 under. Cho Jungmin, Kim Na-yeon, 2, same score. though the latter two have been there for a hot minute. Yunina, half a round to go, within 4, tied for 10th after that most recent birdie. As we glide through the trees at Cypress, we'll take a quick break and come back with more here on the KLPGA Tour. Quarter after 3 local time on a Thursday afternoon in Jeju. We say welcome back to the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters. Chip from around the green. First effort gets most of the way back towards the pin, with the putt for par to come. Here's Sung Eugene. Panching Shield, second shot at 11, the setup. Unable to escape the rough. Right at the flag with a little backspin. She lands centimeters to its left and was sincerely close to an eagle. That is vintage Yumi stuff right there. Yunina goes to the back right corner, but on the green. Downhill putt for a birdie. That's just going to hang on. So Eugene goes to 5 under with her first of the back 9. Tee shot at the par 3. It's good and close. You mean it was simple from there, wasn't it? So a little divot repair to do, so close to the hole. Eigay, and it's been a tough start to the round. +2 after 8. Long downhill putt for Birdie, and since we're showing her and her score, I have a feeling gets one back to stabilize the round and move closer to even. Back with our featured group, Panching Shield, in that little section of rough separating the green and the sand trap. And catches a piece of the inside. She was right on line. Eigay Young for 4 under. Starting to see side of the hole. It straightens out just in time. What a birdie putt that is. It's her 4th pickup of the round. Half a dozen still to play, and she is on the ascendancy. Yunina is next, just inside the fringe, is looking a little slow. That'll be her setup for par. Taps it in the rest of the way. Again, Joe, this is a birdie putt for 3 under at the par 3. Almost a complete 180 around. Settle for par. Panching Shield. Easy does it the rest of the way from that close. Very close distance. Trying to pitch and run. Just clears the fringe. First to find that portion of the fringe. Yumi's tee shot of the par 3. Eigay Young for her birdie at 14. Moves her back inside of the top 20. Eight iron for Yunina. She begins this par 3. Crosswind on this hole. Flowers in full bloom. Jeju. Starting to see some more groups come through at the end of their front nine on the west course, playing the reverse. It's trying to get it started. Now Pak Jun on the 13th. On way back, but looking for birdie. The right postal codes. Yumi going to graze the rough on her backstroke. And the approach. Right beside the flag, pin high, excellent on. It's on 7. She's 2 under after 12. Set the course alight last Saturday. Triumphant run up the leaderboards. Yunina for 5 under. Just to straighten out. A bit too much left to right action on that putt. Par gets an ovation. That's worthy of a roar. players. Panching Shield to move within 3. Still with a third of the round to play. Didn't quite have that solved. Yumi now to save a par. Just got on the green with the tee shot. Uphill roll. Avoids dropping. Eigay Young for 5 under. Oh, too quick. Pops out the backside.
그냥 꺼져.
Pure ping. Face of the driver from Yumi. And 3 for 3 with a wide, welcoming fairway. The featured group has found it consistently. Oh, soon, if we keep this rate up, front page of the leaderboard will change. That is because we're seeing a handful of players in and around that 5, 4, 3 under mark, including a couple that we are keeping a rather close eye on. They would be as follow. So Eugene within 3, 5 to play. Cho Jung-min, 4 back through 15. Eigay Young, 4 back through 14. And Yunina is certainly close to really entering the picture. the leaders. We'll take a break and be back for more of the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters. Thursday afternoon in Soglipo. Second shot for Yunina on the par 4 13th. It is an 8-iron. Like a magnet in the green, she lands and she stays exactly where she arrives. Pizzazz on that approach. That's Birdie written all over it. See how Panching Shield follows suit. On is about the exact same distance, just past the pin on line. final from Yumi is on with a bit of work to do. Young, great front nine, 3 under at the turn.
Nice
Short and sweet. Great approach, and Eigay Young with a simple roll-in finish. Eigay Young, some work to do in the back. Yes, Yunina. Not one we would have expected, but maybe that serves us right for having a little doubt. She is at 5 under now. Yumi for 3 under. And that's going to fall as well. Just a couple of holes ago, but she was scraping to get back to even. She has not looked back since. Pak Jun in the 14th her approach. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. And looping right. Break did what it was supposed to do. Second tap of the putter gets her there. Three perfectly played approach shots. I think we know what will be the easiest birdie, but that's not to say it's the only one. .240 for Kim Min Sun 7. Her second with the wood takes her to the end of the fairway. A successful second. Yumi's looking on, not sure. She'll be just fine with it when she finally gets a peek at it from the tee box. Yunina still riding the high of that fantastic birdie at the last.
그냥 저 벙커 방향으로 떨어지는
Panching Shield, she's ready to begin this par 5, but she's sliced it. She's gesturing right, and she's a very, very fortunate golfer at the moment. Could have been buried. Instead, the canopy of those trees drops her right down into the rough, and she avoids disaster. Gallery's off to have a front row seat at those approach shots coming up in a few minutes. While we wait for those, we can play how many birdies can we get out of this group at 14. We know we have at least one. Eigay Young has the tap in for the shortest and simplest. Big step forward in her progress towards the top 5 position. Yangji's son is at 9. She's putting for 1 under. Be the putt of the day thus far if she can get it there. Maybe the second best putt of the day. And how about it? Sometimes we get a bit of a tip-off. Hey, she's at even, she's at 9. Haven't seen much of her. Why are we watching a putt from 25? Oh, that's why. Because she's about to birdie it. Pak Jun, a little right to left putt for a score to bring her up to 4 under. In that 4, throws a circle around it, is off to the net. Here's Kim Min-sun 7. I would be shocked if this is more than 50 after 2. It's 486. It's a very reachable par 3. That would have been an eagle, which means it's a very straightforward birdie putt coming up next. And it's on Eugene. 131 to go. Play like 140. Yes. Just as she would have designed it in her mind.
내리막처럼 보이는데 내리막은 아예 없을 것 같아.
From off the green to spot nice and tight to the flank. It's a good chip from Eigay Young. The par 5, Eigay Young comes close to going to 5 under, but certainly a bit of a surprising miss, that.
아예 없다고 생각하고 여기는 한 번.
And 5 under at 15, Sung Eugene to move within 2. Straight as an arrow and didn't start to drift towards target until the last revolution or so. She'll settle for a par. Yunina 214 remaining after a 270 odd so drive. Bounce down the hill. She went looking for it and ends up just a wee bit right. Panching Shield avoided the worst outcome. She was still in a tough spot. Catches the overhang on that second and returns to the fairway. guided, aided by the strong tailwind that carries the rest of the way onto the green. One more putt required. Let's tap in for the par. Getting there closer to the end of this opening round. It's the end of our second hour of coverage here at Cypress Golf and Resort. 8 under is still the score to beat. Well, we might be able to see a couple of players push Pak Jun and co further down the leaderboard and onto the second page. Sung Eugene and Yunina are hovering around those top spots. Moon Jung-min and Kang Ga-yeol both also up to 4 under with still a solid chunk of their first rounds to play. When we come back, hour 3 begins at Cyprus. This is the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters, live on the KLPGA Tour.
거의 정신.
Welcome back to Cyprus. Panching Shield. What a way to kick off our third hour of coverage. Setting the bar high. shot 3 after a little bit of drama with the driver. She went into those trees in behind her, laid up into the fairway, and then delivered that work of art. How'd you like to have one of those beautiful homes? Green as far as the eye can see, and probably get out for a round just about every day. Dreams of many, I'm sure. Well, this isn't necessarily a dream for Yunina. She went forward in 2, and her bravery was rewarded with a detour to the beach. It's officially 19 meters from the sand back to the left side and the flag. She gets up and down like it's nothing until she's practiced that shot. Have 3 feet out the most for birdie, and she would go one step even closer to the top spots, and it would be thoroughly well deserved. While she waits, Shield knocks in her short birdie. Here's Kimaram 2, 1 under after 9 holes. Last look at an eagle on 14 belongs to Yumi. She's 9.4 meters away. What a drastic change this would be if she could reach 5 under. It's awfully close. Birdie still takes her to 4 under, 4 back. Setting this back 9 alight. Pak Jun slows up a bit too much. Two putts for the par. Yunina, this is for 6 under par. She'll still have 4 more to go after this one. Oh, a rare big mistake. The first round, so it's not costly, but it's a bit of a dent down what's otherwise been very solid start to the tournament. Gallery's there to lift her up when she certainly needs a boost. Pak Jun needs 2 for her par. very good ones. The approaches to that back left corner of the green. Eigay Young just enough to carry on to the green. Barely a yard past the fringe.
네, 플레이하겠습니다.
Eugene. On the green with work to do.
TV 보는 것 같아. 이거 더 어려 보이네.
This is how the round looks now for Panching Shield. 5 under through 14, despite a little drama. First par 5 of the back 9.
더 작은 마운드, 쬐큰 마운드 있는 거 있잖아. 거기까지 괜찮아. 23이.
자. 자. 괜찮은데?
Strong start to the 15th with a drive to the left of the fairway. Now Yunina, 333 this 15th.
자. 야.
She has no choice but to put that missed birdie behind her. These are two golfers that will dominate. Well, let's not narrow it down that tight. Those are three golfers in this group that will be at the top of this nation and towards the top of the world for years and years to come. She comes close on Eugene. But alas, it's not quite there. It's a long way back. She covers the distance off well. Almost as close, but also nothing to influence the score from Eigay Young. Well, we take one last good look at what we've been seeing for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Unchanged top. And we were wondering at a time if anyone would really push those 7, 8 underscores, and our answer is it's inevitable. Yunina, Panching Shield knocking at the door, and you have Hung Yumi and Kim In-sun 7, Eigay Young, Pak Jun all jockeying for position in the final handful of holes of their first round. Back with more in a few minutes. 4:19 p.m. local time on a Thursday in Soguipo.
똑바로만 좀 생각하고.
Yumi, her second shot. She'll play with an 8-iron, 130 to go. That reaction was the gallery hoping for a bigger kick towards the flag. Second approach doesn't fare a whole lot better. And that leaves Panching Shield. Quite able to solve this par 4 15th. Let's take you back to hole 10. Panching Shield at the time, 3 under. Back to back at that point. 3 under was a pretty popular score. 33's on the way out. Yunina, what else is going on the front? And it ended a run of 5 without birdie. It's one of the best approaches we've seen yet today. That within a foot and a 13. Up the hill, navigating that incredibly fine line. And this on 14. Par 5, and she gets it within a foot or 2. A tap in from there. Yumi had an opportunity to go to 5 under, and she came awfully close. Pak Jun, I'm gonna have to settle for par once again. Here's son Eugene starting to dive left.
나이스!
Eigay Young and a 7-iron. Here's Yunina. She'll go first. Oh, they wanted it to go. Looked on for a time. Yunina walks off with another par recorded. It was always going to be a slim chance. Panching Shield gave it a very formidable attempt. Park keeps her three back with 3 to play. Leaves on Yumi as the last chance at the 15th. It's just not going to have the carry to get all the way back to the hole. Over to 18. Eigay Young for a round of 67. Here comes the break, just a little bit late. .34 on each. The front and back 9 is 68 in the first round. Here's Yukien Joe at the 16th, 4.9 meters. This is less likely than likely. Still has to try. Purposely take the longest detour, try to stall. But in the end, one more tap required. Eigay Young for 5 under. That just and only just goes offline. Does not come back.
살짝은 내려가니까. 살짝 그냥 느낌만 보면 될 것 같아.
Young has it there. That is number 6 today. She goes to 5 under. Still the 1 hole to play. We're down to 3 in round number 1 for our featured group of Yunina, Panching Shield, and Yumi. And from those 3 holes, 1 birdie would be enough to see 2 of those players, at least, up into a share of 5th. Pak Jun and Eugene also heading to the 18th at 5 under here at Cyprus. In order, par 4, par 3, par 5. To conclude the rounds, Yumi in our featured group will have the first approach. She is just off the fairway into the rough. Because of that lie, she doesn't end up having the requisite club to get all the way up onto the green. It's a big climb. Panching Shield should not have that same issue. She most certainly does not. She goes right at the flag and gets rewarded for it. All right, that brings us to Yunina. She's second closest, but still has a putt from which she can dream about birdie.
그래서 17번 홀이 벙커가 되게 애매하게 있대.
퍼터도 괜찮아 보여. 변수 없는 건 퍼터가 변수 없고. 계속 올라가니까. 어프로치 재밌게 바뀌네. 그보다 괜찮아.
Excellent on Eigay Young with little more than centimeters to go. Yunina brings the crowd to a roar. Their sixth birdie of the round. Each and every one has come on a par 4. She'll head to the par 3 17th next within 2 strokes.
뒤에도 잡히는 거야. 뒤에도 받쳐주는 아이야.
And a putt from just off.
Okay.
Still leaves her with a couple of tense feet to go. Panching Shield to join Yunina at 6 under. fine margins. Navigating that downhill back towards the hole.
나이스.
It's close, but Sung Eugene needs an extra tap. She would have finished at 6 under. She will happily take a bogey-free 67 after 18 holes. Go shouts the gallery. It gets most of the way there. Pak Jun, 6 birdies and just the 1 bogey at 11 after 17 holes. Preparing the approach to the 18th green. Backspin, pardon me, to bring her a touch closer. And now Pak Jun's turn. Young doesn't get much closer, but she will be putting. Now Yumi stood up early. She was ready to celebrate.
화이팅. 올라.
근데 지금
걔가 250이라 문제 없는 거야.
그냥 저 뒤에 펌프까지.
응. 오고 치자. 괜찮아. 릴렉스.
사람도
괜찮아. 그냥 아예 느긋하게 치자. 어차피 지금 약간 이거 뭔가 걸렸다 사람들이.
파란 색깔 약간 더 왼쪽 그린.
콜라였습니다.
조심하세요. 네.
Green light for Eigay Young and her group at the 18th. They begin their final hole. here down at the green. You see that it is on and doing well, to be fair, to stay on with that downsloping section just beside it. Yunina will have the second tee shot. Six iron for Yunina. Right on the border of the fringe. One last to go. It's a nice arrival. Well, the green was wide open for someone to go on and attack it. And that is precisely what Yumi has done. Excellent conclusion for Pak Jun. Back-to-back birdies. 7 birdies found in the round and a 66 through 18 holes. Second shot on the 18th. Advances down the next section of fairway. Eigay Young now for a round of 68 to start the tournament. Left to right break comes a little early, and it also just runs out of speed. On 7 follows what had been established with her partner moments ago. Here's Eigay Young up the hill, but carrying too much speed. Loops around and kicks out. It is an even 72, bogeys at 6 and 7, birdies at 8 and 14. In the first round. And Yunina a long way Midway back from the front right corner. That is what will be left for her par. Well, she still has 55 holes to go, but I'd say as far as returns to the tour that really raised her, it's been quite successful to start. Panching Shield. Long putt up the hill, starting at about 3 meters to the right of the flag. But a really good go. In essence, she had needed a birdie there to really have a shot at 64. Get off just a bit more than she could chew.
맞아. 홀컵 쪽 안 보인다.
Walked that in and not in a good way. Had abandoned hope fairly early.
좀 보여.
Has not missed a single par save today, Yunina. She stays perfect. Won 100% after 17 holes, down to one last to play. Approach at the 18th, high. Landing directly in front of her group mate and rolling maybe 2 yards further. Panching Shield has her par, and that will bring our final group to the final tee. Starting off the par 5 18th with a powerful blast to the side of the fairway that will give her the best angle at the second shot. Just tell looking down the horizon. Dog leg right nature of this 18th hole.
굿샷. 굿샷. 굿샷.
All right, 3 for 3 with driver. And we are away and on the march here at 18. Winding down the cart path with the gallery in tow. Who wouldn't want to spend a few hours watching these three go shot for shot for shot together? Kim Sun 7 has her birdie. Gets into the top 10 with one final swing. 4 of those 5 birdies today came on the back 9. He on her 18th hole of the day, playing the 9th. Right to the back in a position she can absolutely birdie from. Starting above the hole and not getting it down on line in time. Eigay Young for his 67. Fairly flat putt. She's there. T10 as well. Bogey free 33 and 34. Second shot kicking back into the middle. It's a dangerous bit of fairway for those who can hit that long. Unless they move the blocks up drastically, that won't be an issue. Be an iron for Yunina. 248 to go. Plays closer to 240 with the change in elevation.
굿샷!
That's a good finish. Kim Shahi with a birdie at the last, one of her 6 today. Bogey's at 10 and 2. Panching Shield approach time. Right to the back in a decent spot. One-upping her group mate on Yumi and gets that in nice and close. 72 meters to go. She can absolutely attack this pin as she looks to move within one by day's end. Directly over the flag. And has that remaining for birdie. Time to wrap up some rounds. Panching Shield will shoot first. She's the furthest from the pin. So close. Narrowly missing to the right. Five after round one, 33 out and in. It's 6 under. Yunina. Just moving offline at the end. That would have been one back after 18. She'll have to settle for a par. 1, 2, 4, 10, 13, and 16 her birdies in the opening round. See if Yumi can buck the trend of pars on 18. And she's got it there. Well done. A bogey on the front and the back 9 to go along with 6 birdies. T19. Yes, pardon me, T19 after 18 holes have been played. Well, that brings us to the end of the opening round. Before we get out of here, it's just time to take a look back at some of the best of the day, and an opportunity, with that said, to see some of the players that featured before we came on the air. The groups this morning really did the heaviest lifting, and it would be more than one impressive round that would see 8 under eventually beside their name. One of the players that leapt out to that 8 under mark was Eigay Young, who had that putt at the 18th to go to an improbable 63 in the opening round. Absolutely nothing at all wrong with Issei and Hanaru's 64, but it's obvious to say that it wouldn't have been a surprise to see any of these players get to that 63 score. Some of the putts at 18 came awfully close. This was 9, which was the 18th hole for No Sung-yi, who shot 9 birdies to go along with 2 bogeys in the front. Pardon me, first 18. Panching Shield and her group really hit their stride around the midway mark of their round. This was back-to-back birdies for Panching Shield at the time to go to 4 under. Yunina would shortly follow. 1, 2, 4, and 10, and then a whole lot more in the way of pars before she'd be able to climb again. Yumi was very, very quiet on the front 9, only 1 under. This was her approach at 11. She'd be able to make that putt blindfolded, and she was very steady from that point on. Yunina with another birdie, this one coming at the 13th. She would then go to 5 under. Next hole we want to bring you is the 16th, because this would be Yunina moving from 7th to a tie for 5th. She was consistent, and she was really finding the balance of aggression and accuracy on the par 4s, where she did the bulk of her heavy lifting today. Missed the finish on 18. Pak Jun just had the 1 bogey at 11. 7 birdies on Thursday to go into a tie for 5th. Yunina at the 18th. This would have brought her level with Issei. She had judged the speed perfectly, but this was ever so slightly to the right. 6 under, bogey free is where she finishes after round 1, and what a triumphant return it had been. Her first time back on the KLPGA Tour this season. She finishes the opening day on page 1 of the leaderboard. Panching Shield, Pak Jun, and Kochi 1 also with 66s. We saw glimpses of No Sung-yi's 65. Hanarum, Eigay Young, and Issei all shooting identical 64s. Jae Gabin with a 6 under 66 to finish tied for 5th. Pak Sung-hyun Kim Min-sun 7, So Eugene, and the list goes on. Let's quickly rattle through them. Yunina, Chegabin, Panching Shield, and Pak Jun tied for 5th. As mentioned, Pak Seung-hyun, Kim Min-sun 7, So Eugene, Kure-hyun, Eigay Young, Sung Eugene, Kang Gae-il, Kim Woo-jung, Moon Jung-min. Those are the players either currently at or finished the round with 67s. Hung Yu-min just misses out on that top 10 as she finishes 4 under after 18. She is tied with 12 players at that 4 under score. This is where we'll say goodbye today. We'll be back on the air at the exact same time tomorrow, 2 p.m. local time in Sogwipo, for the second round of the 12th JejuSamdasoo Masters. It is the first event of the second half of the season on the KLPGA Tour, with 3 more exciting days to follow. But for now, we say so long and thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of round 1 here at Cyprus.